Hello everybody, and today we do lecture about rings, only swings element, because on rings no many choices. You have two direction, in location forward, in location backwards. If you're good, you get to handstand, giants forward, giants backwards, and then double somersault, which is, you can say, Jonason. If you another choice, double back somersault with hanging, Gutsugi. That's possibly only elements we need to think about. And of course, swings is the base of any element on rings. And if you're teaching swings early as possible with good technique, you will easily get everything on. Inlocate, get to handstand. So, but to get right swings, it would take long time. Even till you're still doing elements, you still need correction of your swings. So if you look at what we teach in the gymnast on high bar, we're teaching from static swings, which is to understand principle, what is arch position, what dish position has to be touched. So we do arch, dish, do yourself, arch, dish, arch, dish, arch. Yeah, this action has to be taught, but good. Jump. So it's understandable. How can we explain the principal swings on rings? Because rings always moving. It's no high bar static. So if you ask him to do the same principle to explain, you will see gymnast will be moving rings forward, backwards. It doesn't really make any sense. Because what's the principle of rings? If you just have to use for you. If you come from backwards, what happens next? Watch. Do you notice where rings going? Always opposite the direction of your body. This rule need to remember and need to know, because sometimes you see gymnasts doing very light entry to handstand from bail. Sometimes you look like doing something been doing differently, and sometimes we don't know what the difference is. So if we try to keep your body still, all joints, and move on the rings. Can you try? Move rings. Gently, no, more dynamic. Yeah, more dynamic. More, less. No, I don't need to see your force. Yeah, relax. Yeah, relax. Yeah, okay. So that's even difficult to coordinate this exercise. But this actually happens when you do anything on from bail. When you pass in the vertical before big action, your ring goes a little bit like 5 degrees only, going to go backwards before actually doing force to go up. Sometimes doing this force very early, especially when different bail, when your body too arch, you keep getting very early, and you're capable to press early, and suddenly nothing left to get high above rings. Okay? To use even for flexibility of your shoulder skip and prevention injury, first go always making little swings, which would be shown by gymnast, and you have to use in location, dislocation. Just always make your shoulders ready for big work. So start from static swings, very small. Yeah, them. So that's what. Yeah, come on. Move little, less. Just shoulders, just rings moving. Yeah. Okay. Now walk to Inlocate. Halfway through, Inlocate, and come back. Yeah. A bit more in. Yeah, in out. Maximum in and out. Yes. Good. So flexibility of shoulders very important, because if very stiff, more likely to injury shoulders. So you need to maintain the flexibility of rings. This exercise will prevent you from big injury. So these are little things. Start. Then from now, we start teaching the big swings. So Sasha. So of course, for very little boys, better start on straps, because they feel more safety. It's good for gymnasts create good body shape, because when it's lighter body, you feel much happy with your support. So as you see, always swings leading by heels in this moment. So from there, rings going a little bit out, Inlocate, and chest in. Then put hands there. So always things finish by 45 degrees. That's enough to create any elements. But if you go powerful finish on 45 degrees, your heels will be carrying go forwards towards handstand. This moment, as soon as your shoulders going rings level, you physically capable start press on the rings. Okay? If you didn't reach 45 degrees, what will happen next? You pressure, your feet will become back. So you will be, oh, something stop. It's why problem with swings. Lie down to shoulders. Same again. This position finish. Always question where you my arms position. Has to be in or out. To be honest, I'm not really worried too much when you need to improve swings, because as soon as shoulders slightly below rings, you don't have much pressure on rings. Your only pressure starts on the rings when your rings a bit out. When you're going above 45 degrees, that's you start pressing. Of course, in this case, rings has to be turned like that. If you only look at swings for dismount, you don't need it. Basically, you kick to vertical, go shoulders down on the side. You go kick your swings, then rings going towards your hips, and you have to start bend the arms. So basically, final position has to be there. That's how you finish your swings for dismount, because force will take you over, and your hips will be just level of the 1 meter above rings. That's what ideally for big dismount, for triple back. But if you want double straight, you will change direction of the kick. Your kick will be kick across a bit more. You don't need to press too much, because your body needs more important for double straight rotation. So direction of the kick will be towards almost over to next horizontal position, like towards Mortise. I know some gymnasts using preparation circle up to support, back some side. Oh, it's doing for double straight preparation. But problem is, sometimes gymnasts doing very approach to vertical by arch, the kick pressing too early, and actually they're not using momentum of swings. They're just using circle up to support, and they're not really useful for the big dismount. Most useful technical swings. Okay, more heels, more arch in front. Heels, пятки, прогнись, пятки загни. Oh, good. Very good try. So, I know Sasha been working and his back giants a little bit better than forward giants at this moment, only in straps. He has problem dragging the heels. You can see I asked him to drag, he tried, but he don't feel comfortable, yeah? But this idea is why I mentioned before, everything you do with support when it's a little, that's best to do. So we have to a little bit mention about front position swings. If you drop your head down too much, you will be automatically stop moving your feet. So you have to stay natural head like that when you this final position. So when you do horn, that will help to get rotation of somersault. Okay, if you do it early, you only for reason if you do horn to half lever stop. If you want a double front, you understand, you have to be this action be late as possible. Head, natural, more natural. Head, chin, yeah, okay. Head, yeah. Okay. I said his head natural, but he looking towards down. Maybe it's not necessary, but for him it's comfortable. I would be still recommend asking chin up a little bit for longer. And he controls things quite well, because sometimes, maybe another example, sometimes suddenly his body starts swinging more and more, rings getting. So equally, because when you pass in vertical, that's the position where rings always start and must come back. If you do rings forward, backwards, rings go forward, sideways, then you little bit pressure, then you have to return rings when it was before. Always pushing forward. Same. Backwards position, your rings a little bit out, then you have to push rings in same position towards vertical. Heels more. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So this example shows to me he start pushing on rings very early, and he's by horizontal. He just passed horizontal. Feet already stopped. Ideally, I said before, 45 degrees. 45 degrees when you start a little bit stop and okay. So that would be. We'll see how we'll do Inlocate. So Dennis, and what's your name? Can you show for me in-law, back upright to handstand, and Dennis, you do for me dislo, circle to handstand. Yeah. So we want to say the big target. We assuming we happy with swings. So always next will be Inlocate or dislocation. Heels. Okay. Well done, well done. Stayed here. So you do dislo. So again, you can see he start pressing a bit too soon, even arrive to handstand, which is maybe it's not deduction. I would prefer if somebody does exactly finish change near handstand and finish handstand final position, would be looks much lighter. At this moment when I see the force by strength, it's a little bit different. When you use the maximum moment of the swings and you don't see any force, I prefer to see it that way. Rings forward, rings forward, rings forward. Okay, that's not bad for young gymnast. It's quite a good achievement already. If you see how he's arrived towards handstand, which is he's passing vertical, and he used quite lots of force. What I would say, comment on this performance, when he's passing vertical, he starts pulling a little bit too soon. So it means it's rules 5 degrees hasn't been used, because this moment he has the 5 degrees, naturally rings pass vertical, then you do what you do, and your body gets its lighter arrive to handstand. I would like to, Italian guy, from handstand, come here. Yeah. So you do from handstand, giants throw handstand, giants stop in handstand, okay? So I already seen the gymnast before. I'm very impressed how powerful his entry to handstand. That's amazing. So some gymnasts naturally feel in this moment when need to make force when you pass in vertical. Sometimes need to teach, but very difficult to explain what exactly you want to ask the gymnast to do. Very difficult, challenge. Okay. That's what a different type of entry to handstand. If first gymnast little one did leading like looks like a backward roll to handstand, this look like flying back to handstand, like a P-bus. I very like this because shows me he's passing vertical in the right time. He doing kick and walk in the ring in the same time. That's great. His lift to handstand. That's very good example. Push and pick. Готов. Heels. Okay. Definitely see swings wasn't a rich position when he start pressing, start too early, and you see different body shapes start changing. It's a way to get handstand, but I don't think judges would be prefer not to see this too many actions. They want to see totally lift handstand. Can you show for me a forward in-law? And heels, more heels. Okay, you see same action, that's much later. So you can see near handstand and a little bit. So I would like to one more go, no any action, just arrive to handstand, chest open, dragging by heels. On this level, for coaches, pretty much easy work because he already good swings, and to make some correction, it will be quite exciting when then we see the changes straight away because gymnast ready. Heels. Bravo. honestly, he tried just today, because before he's always been like that. Even I know I have a conversation with his coach. I said, why he's doing, it's easy control handstand. I believe would be easy as well from different way. But for me, it looks a bit more artistic. I don't see too many actions. Certainly one boy, it looks to me, he didn't make any force. He just like natural get handstand. That's a good example of swings. Maybe give one more. And why we need this heels dragging? Because everybody does Honma. I don't think we need to say about it, but Honma is towards Jonasson. So if you want to get more rotation without kicking legs powerful above your towards vertical, rotation will be difficult to maintain. But if you show Honma just half lever, of course you don't need it. This vibration, gymnast will know how much force he needs to provide for which elements is. Jonasson, or Honma, yeah. Heels, more arch, more heels. Good. Definitely good swings, definitely right time action, everything good, but still a little bit. So a little bit more and stick. It will, time, after a few sessions, he will change. He will, on competition, he will be ready. Yeah. You do in-law, Honma, yeah. Okay. What I see from gymnast, he is still not quite comfortable to use momentum when you need acceleration on the bottom, because it's why his technique, you have to take not enough from the kick, and he using a bit different position, so basically he cannot make more faster because he need to improve this action. Because any action Inlocate, we would like to see body arch almost to vertical, which is passing vertical, you start changing shape, ready to next front bail. So basically halfway arch, halfway slightly dish, halfway arch. If you do quarter shape arch, then you dish, then you have to very difficult control timing, because you're already in this position waiting too long for next bail. So basically a little bit harder to control. For me, much easier, half vertical, then bail. It's exactly happened from handstand. From handstand, dish, bail. All start bail has to be from handstand. When you have good handstands, what you need to do, push rings forward. Basically push rings forward and your body starts moving. No, it's just natural. Don't do too much. So you have to stay straight, long as you can. Just before horizontal, you will start changing shape a little bit, yeah? So that means sometimes gymnasts start changing shape so early, which is obviously, as soon as you arrive to vertical, will be early kick. And when you're looking for dismount, particularly like double straight, that will create such a big problem for rotation. Okay? So we will see next time what's position of gymnast. Front bail. Okay. So when you feel pressure forward, you just put chest in, keep shoulders open, chest in, and shoulders naturally will be leading a little bit short. So shoulders will be leading towards this, but you still have to fix the position. If you keeping too much arch, too much open shoulders, will be not ready for the kick, yeah? So when you see a slightly this shape on forward bail, that's a good, because you're ready for timing to increase your kick. Thank you. Right, so back giants. Well, that's good start. Push rings forward. Lovely. That's very good example, because I'm very pleased to see his body was straight enough, bypassing horizontal, he started changing. Even for this timing will be good enough for dismount, we'll talk about later, so I'm very pleased for that. And I would like you to do one more, no, Tomish, Honma, yeah? Oh, can you do Yamawaki? Okay, Yamawaki, please, yeah. So because I saw his forward giant's powerful kick, Tomish, I expect him to do Yamawaki quite well as well, so that we will see in a minute. Yeah, that's what I expect, because moment of the vertical when he passes, he has good time for acceleration, he taking the heels up, as soon as body starts into rotation, he change shape and talk, get spin, get faster. So I show if you need pike, he will be a little bit more heels will be more accelerations and will be pike happen. So this pretty much is, that could be used for dismount, double front dismount, which is no most popular dismount anymore, but people been using quite well in the past. And that's about swings. I think we've done everything about it, because we're talking about dismount, which is would be based on swings anyway. So that will be after Pommel lecture. Okay. Thank you very much.